What's wrong, babe? You've barely touched your German chocolate tank. That's how you know something's wrong with her. I love the disgustingly long Tootsie Roll it has for its barrel. One thing's for sure, this thing's definitely gonna be deadly. You finish this thing, it'll probably shave a few years off your life. Americans using millimeters to measure bullets. Meanwhile, Europeans using inches to measure screens. Look at that, guys. We can find a way somehow to put aside our differences. Clearly, world peace is possible. The inch is commonly used in the US, Canada, and even the UK. Japan uses it for electronic parts, and most of continental Europe uses the inch as a measurement for display screens. I would have never expected that. The world, as more and more unidentified Chinese spy balloons are shot down. Meanwhile, the aliens finally trying to make contact. I thought this is what you guys wanted. You've been claiming to see UFOs for several decades, and then finally when we show you one, the Chinese balloon gets all the credit. Guess we can confirm life across the universe just sometimes isn't fair. World, nukes pose a threat to humanity, so let's get rid of them. Meanwhile, countries loaded with nukes. China, the USA, Russia. Who wants to volunteer to do it first? I think Misty should do it first, and then I'll totally give up mine. It is kind of an awkward situation, isn't it? The other problem too is, what if one of these countries is just like, hey, yeah, we totally got rid of all of ours. They are totally not being safely kept in a bunker somewhere. Like, how do we know for sure they don't have any more? The class clown on the last day of school after risking his entire future for other people's entertainment. As the class clown in some of my classes in the past, I have to tell you, this is definitely real. Like, hey, I might have just barely passed geometry there, but at least I made the class laugh like 3 different times. That's about networking. It's more important than getting good grades. Ooh, look, ChatGPT. I would never use an AI. Meanwhile, me looking at Akinator, at your service, my king. That's sad because I've played it many times before in the past. Let's see if he can still guess me, actually. He's already on to me. Yes, my character's real. Already on to the YouTuber question. How is that even possible? He didn't guess me first. I answered no to most of his. He only heard like, I am in a chair most of the time and I'm an American. AI is becoming uncontrollable. AI, after hardly progressing at all in the past 10 years and then randomly deciding to quadruple in intelligence in half a year for some reason. That is totally not sinister at all. We have nothing to worry about, do we? This is a good time to watch 2001 Space Odyssey again, I think. English teachers, when I make a grammatical mistake, you'll never be able to speak like the natives. Meanwhile, the natives, when they say you're an idiot. Okay, I make this mistake all the time. And there's also he ain't, she don't, she don't? Oh, she does not? I guess it isn't grammatically correct to say she don't, but I think I do it all the time. And then finally, I didn't do nothing. Oh man, that's my favorite grammatically incorrect sentence to say though. Oh, it's supposed to be she doesn't. It's so common for me to use grammatically incorrect sentences that I don't even remember where the corrections are supposed to go anymore. I think English language is evolving, that's for sure. It's just evolving backwards. When someone's first language isn't English and their vocabulary is so good, you have to look up the meaning of a word they just used. I feel like this is a lot of Germans speaking English. They always talk just so properly. I'm like, what did you say? Me don't understand. Me after stumbling upon a word for the first time ever that I've never seen or known about, so I search for its meaning. All goes well. And for some reason over the next couple of days, I start seeing the same exact word every freaking day. Everyone comments, posts, videos, articles just everywhere, and I'm starting to go crazy, guys. I'm starting to lose my mind. It's like a higher power is trolling me into remembering the word. I even put my phone down and decided to read a book, and the freaking word was there. Somebody please help. What's weird about this is I feel like everyone has had this similar experience. I'm trying to think what my word was though. Well, when I was really young, it was Q. Not even that young. I think I was like 20 years old when I figured out what Q meant. Again, I don't know why it's not just one letter, to be honest. It's a British term, which is why it threw me off for so long, but it's like a line. But now, like in Spotify, you have the option to add to the queue. What does that even mean? Turkey just bought a bunch of submarines. Quick, buy these French jets or they'll destroy you, says the EU. Meanwhile, Greece over here crying. Greece just bought a bunch of jets. Quick, buy these German submarines or they'll destroy you, says the EU again. Meanwhile, Turkey over here now crying. And that is exactly how these industries just profit right there. Sometimes you gotta use rivalries to come out on top. And this one might be one of the biggest of them all, to be honest. The US shooting a 400K rocket at a balloon after it crossed the entire country. Talk about a complete Giga Chad nation right here. That's right. They might have spent 69 cents building this balloon, but spending $400,000 to take it out makes it all worth it.
3 US states with a beginning and end with the letter A.
British moment.
The other states.
Apparently.
Las Vegas, New York.
The US states that begin and end with letter A. Florida. Wait, hold on. Before he even says anything, can I figure it out myself? It's not Arkansas. Oh, Arizona. Let's see if he gets it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play. You're gonna play?
Let's see.
You might have got it? Yeah, I might do. Okay. What are you gonna say? Florida.
Well, he got 50% of the question right. He got ending in A, right? Problem is that whole beginning letter. That's the issue. To be honest, that took me a lot longer to figure out too, though. I will admit I wouldn't have picked Florida. Definitely a British moment, that's for sure. For every Super Bowl in the last 20 years, this meme rolls around. We have the US with 47 Super Bowl wins versus Europe with 0 Super Bowl wins. Are y'all even trying? Something tells me, yeah, I don't think they actually are. That will always remind me of this image right here. Chess players, when you fall for Frenchman's sock gambit, Swedish variant Arabian defense, you will now lose the game in exactly 83 moves. Talk about absolutely hilarious. How could you fall for the Swedish variant too? Ooh, a quiz. What country is this? Hint, it's in Europe. Yeah, it definitely looks like I'm gonna have to discuss with a friend because I am not sure. It looks like the Spanish state of Galicia has some sort of weird tumor on it. I should probably go to a doctor's because that thing needs to be checked out. I like how you can legitimately show this image to a lot of people just in public and it will have them absolutely stumped. You'd think people would know the state of Ohio when they see it. Don't be racist, be like PewDiePie. He is Swedish, he has an Italian girlfriend, he looks American, he lives in the UK, he talks, he likes Mexican candy. Never mentioned the PewDiePie bridge incident. Welcome to America. Don't mind the tractor noises, that's just a tank. Sometimes I wish I was born outside the US so I can remember what it was like to see my first tank just standing there on the corner. Every American neighborhood has one and it's glorious. No one, F22 Pilots over North America right now and they are just having a field day. I guess they just forgot to check up that high this whole time. Americans, when they see a balloon, yeah, we're not fans of those right now. Actually, across all radio stations, we're no longer allowed to play 99 red balloons either. What a travesty. Americans saying water, Germans saying Wasser. Meanwhile, the French, I have no idea what water is in French. I know in Spanish it's agua, so maybe it's something similar. Oh, I don't even have to listen how to pronounce this. I can already imagine that cat's face. Ooh. Ooh? Ooh. Wow. Ooh. Ooh. And they say the French language is the hardest on earth. The average human hair versus the smallest object 3D printed in history. Wow, look at that detail. Versus, finally, the chances that someone saying lol in a text actually laughed out loud. This is why I do like the people that rarely ever use lol, because when they do, you know it's real. Like, you know you actually got them to do it. I am not one of those people, though. Julius Caesar gets stabbed by Brutus in the theater of Pompeii, March 15th, 44 BC. It looked like he was okay for a second there, but it doesn't show all the consecutive following up stabbings. That was gonna be the part that gets him. It's called a color nuances test. How many do you see? Are we just supposed to count every strip or what? Yo, why does this yellow one look so thick? Is that just me? Am I colorblind? Fewer than 20 colors is a dichromat, I think. Between 20 and 32 colors is a trichromat. I did not pronounce that at all right. Me seeing 52 colors, yeah. That's what I saw as well. Totally. Wait, I think I only counted like 45. I did get my eyes checked. Wait, no one else got 45. Scientists wondering why Roman concrete is able to last so much longer than modern concrete and seemingly able to repair itself. Meanwhile, Roman concrete actually showing their secret weapon? The answer was right in front of us this entire time. How did we not know this before? God figuring out why an entire generation of teenagers know a tale of some Russian dude. Wait, which Russian dude are we talking about? Rasputin? That's gotta be Rasputin. Okay, just making sure. It's the song, right? You can teach so much about history just by having like a banger track. Average rock fan versus average mineral enjoyer. Who cares about rocks anyways? There's only 3 types of those. I don't know how many minerals there are, but there's definitely more than 3. Oh yeah, they're out here destroying rocks. Who cares about sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic anyways? Which y'all choosing? We have Florida or California. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it seems like Florida definitely for the win. Although this only happens for like 75% of the year. For the other quarter, you're doing all right. But I think I'd rather dodge gators in potholes instead, just 100% of the time. And then there's Australia, which is like, yeah, they don't even have to choose. Me after seeing a picture of Hilter and realizing he looks identical to a man I showed mercy to and didn't oof during WWE1. This probably, well, I don't know if it played out exactly like this, but this definitely happened probably somewhere in the 1930s. What a twist. True story there. The lyrics of every little thing she does is magic. In 1981, it's so adorable. Meanwhile, in 1681, someone get the fire started. Crazy how things can change in just 300 years. Doing magic back in the day only led to some real bad things. Doctor, sir, the surgery has a 50% survival rate, but don't worry, my last 20 patients have all survived. Meanwhile, mathematicians, but wait a second. Mathematicians that aren't baboons and understand that the doctor has to do one successful surgery and not not 21 in a row, versus people who aren't smooth brains and understand that the doctor is highly skilled and experienced and that the real odds are actually much better. Okay, wait a second, what? I'm definitely not a mathematician. The surgery has a 50% survival rate, but don't worry, my last 20 patients have all survived. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, I thought. Your survival rate is still 50%? Oh, I see. The doctor is probably messing with the percentage. He's probably pretty good. He's telling you it's lower than your actual odds, I'm thinking. Maybe that's what's going on here. I don't really know. Either way, it doesn't sound good. It's not, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Man, these novels by George Orwell do a great job of showing the dangers of communism and the state of authoritarianism. I sure do wish there was an equivalent that shows the dangers of authoritarian monopolies under capitalism. Meanwhile, the Lego movie. Thank goodness for Denmark showing us the other perspective. We needed that. Borzois, or how you pronounce that, having twice the bite power of a pit bull while also being much faster, watching his pit bulls are the ones feared. Oh, it's only a matter of time before everything changes. While everyone else is scared of AI, I'm keeping an eye on the real threat. And big thanks to my patrons. Drew, I forgot to kidnap you. Next date is March 19th, 2023. The Polish, Lithuanian, Commonwealth, Taylor, Portugal
John,
is
Denver,
not Balkans.
good ol' Riot,
44,
Iowa,
aka Drew, if you don't
Barbados
come to
ball,
Krakow,
Drew's,
Poland, I will find you.
Argentinian grandpa,
$20 is a lot, Drew.
Why am I doing
Taylor
this?
Henson,
Drew does
Andrew's
everything
got
for $20.
Jack Draven's annoying
LuxembourgLover,
Robert E.
RyeThePie,
Animation,
the Mexican
Ralph
760.